Well, here I got a couple of Gerber. They're compact multi-tools. They're very small. This one over here, that's a 9-in-1 tool. This one's a 10-in-1. Just want to show it to you versus a regular multi-tool. It's a little more, it is smaller, man, but probably okay. But let me get on to something, because personally why I got this was I don't really like multi-tools too much, and because they're a little bit too bulky. And I was wondering about these mini ones, which, you know, when you're using a blade, you don't use the whole blade anyway. Or if the screwdrivers, if the handle is a little smaller, does it really matter? And considering that these pliers really ain't worth a crap for a lot of stuff, you know, unless it's really small, maybe something a little smaller would work just as good. Like, I prefer like a small pocket than a multi-tool. I'd rather prefer a small pocket knife and a small pair of vice grips like this, because this has a lot more gripping power. It's still got the wire cutters on it, and a lot of times you can use the vice grips to take out screws, even though it's not for that, if you can grab the head of them with these needle nose. And this would even be better with a serrated edge, a partial serrated edge. But a knife that's a lockback is better than most of these multi-tools, because a lot of times the multi-tools aren't lockback blades. I don't like that. Plus they're thick. It's like this thing is about as big as both these, and I think both these are less to carry than that. You know, especially this thing is really handy, man. Or even a pair of channel locks, for crying out loud. Small pair of channel locks. Well, I looked at this one, and this one I like a lot better than this one. The main reason is maybe it's the way it was manufactured or what. Let me just get this out of here, show you what I mean. Okay, so you got your little multi-tool, right? It's small compared to, it's pretty much like a standard one right here. It's a little guy, right? It's a little guy. But it's still got the wire cutters on it, still got the needle nose. It's, you know, this will probably open up more than that one. But usually this is only good for small shit anyway, so, you know, it's just too bulky to carry. The one thing, I tried lubing this up and trying to, it might be okay later, but damn, this does not open that easy. That's not that bad, to tell you the truth, and this is not that bad. Now, one thing I noticed with this, they come out on the same side, which is kind of like not as useful as the way the other one does. I'll show you what I mean. But to get the other stuff out of this damn thing, it's like you got to have another tool to open them up. So that's a small screwdriver. That's a bigger screwdriver and a bottle opener, no can opener, and you got your Phillips with a nail file. So it's not that easy to open, man. Like, maybe this thing's gonna wear in. I did try lubing it with some special lube, which is a lot better than WD-40, and it's still tight. So I'm like, it might be all right though, but I don't know what the hell the model is on this thing, because I was going to tell you what it was, but it says 9-tool multi-tool. It's a tiny one. It's called Gerber Essentials, right? I really don't like this one too much. This one is just a hair bigger, but it's still small. And it's 10 tools, but it seems like it's a lot more sturdy. And I can get everything out on it, no problem. This is the blade. And another blade here someplace. Oh, here it is. Here's the other blade. See how it is? You could be sawing this way, flip it around and saw that way. I kind of like that. That makes more sense than this crap, right? It's just a hair bigger. I mean, very minuscule bigger, right? But it seems like it's the, I don't know what you call this. It just says 10-in-1, lightweight. It's called the Gerber. I don't know. It's got a model. Damn, a lot of wind. A lot of model. It's got a model number on here, 4660816A. That's the model. This is about 15 bucks. The other one's 14. I'd get this one versus that one. I'm probably gonna keep one, a couple of these in my cars. This, see, I can open this up. This is a screwdriver and a bottle opener. It doesn't have a can opener, but I guess if you can use like the punch for the can opener. See, that opens up. That's your Phillips screwdriver. No problem, right? Yeah, let's get this open. Oh, that's the blade. There's a tweezers on here too, man, and that's a little screwdriver, tiny screwdriver, and these are the tweezers. Excuse me. Here's the tiny screwdriver. These are the tweezers, and the one thing I like about this, I always lose those tweezers. Well, I don't always lose. I usually lose the toothpick on a Swiss Army knife, but you can lose the tweezers if you're not careful, right? But this, since it's part of, it's part of the freaking package right here, you're not going to lose them. This one's okay, man. I kind of like this one. I would not get the one of them was 14 bucks and one was 15. Now that's not the retail price. I got these on Blade Play. But I like I said, I like this design better. So like if you say you're going to be cutting with this bitch, you cut this way and say, oh shit, this blade ain't working as good, I'm going to use the serrated edge and just flip it around. If you're doing it with this thing is tight. This thing's tight, man. You'd have to like put one of them away and then open the other one up, right? Because I don't like this one as much. But overall, I kind of like this bad boy because it is really small, man. It's like, when you're looking at this little NRA knife here, right, with the lockback, I mean, yeah, it's a little thicker, but it's less length, right? It's probably, it's pretty close to the same damn width. And this tool is way handier than this thing. It's kind of like it's the mini one, but it's not so damn mini that this thing's a little bit too mini. This one here. And it may be that I got one that was manufactured where it's kind of stiff. I mean, I can get the big blades out no problem, and I can get this out no problem, but these other little gizmos in here, like a screwdriver and shit, like this on a screwdriver, man, they're in there, man. I can get it out. There's one. There's a couple of them in here. It might loosen up. It might loosen up eventually, but forget it, man. Might get this one out. Yeah, that can get out. I can't get out that Phillips good. Yeah, I guess the only one I can't get out good is the Phillips. It'll probably loosen up after a while. But, man, it's probably just the freaking way it was. They're made in China, man. So, but this one, you can see there's a lot more. There's more to the jaw reach. I mean, it's a slightly bigger tool, but it's still, and this doesn't feel like, this is more rounded in your hand. It's more rounded. This one, I feels like it's sharp. So if you're like trying to grip something, this shit right here digs right into your hand. Not that it's going to hurt you really bad or nothing, but I mean, if you're putting a lot of force on it, you'll feel it. This one, no. They're not made for like a lot of abuse, though. I can tell you that right now. But and this one, it's $1 more. Comes with this little BS survival thing, how to tie knots and do shelters and crap. But I'll tell you one thing: if you ever get in a survival situation, there's really two things you really need: water, number one, and food. Yeah, I know there's the freaking. You know what? If you had half a well, that's a problem. A lot of people don't even have half a brain today. But if you had half a brain, also if you had food and you had water, especially water and food and stuff and things like that were keep your health up really good, so you're not gonna get like sick. You know, like I don't know, colloidal silver water, things like that. A lot of vitamin C. Well, you know, given time with just a few tools, you can freaking make any damn thing. You know, the whole big problem is water and food and staying healthy. That's really 99% of it, man. Sure, you could die of exposure and shit like that, but it's not that hard to freaking. Well, unless you're like in the middle of a desert or something, you could be fucked. But then again, if you have plenty of water, like I said, it's like, you know, some of this bullshit they tell you about survival this and survival that, man. If this thing can just conjure up 1,000 gallons of water somehow that had like some calories in it and a bunch of vitamins, sure, that would be really what you want. I mean, this bitch is, you know what I mean. They kind of overplay this freaking survival bullshit. But I don't really like this one too much. If you get one of these damn things, avoid this one, the Gerber Essentials Vice, whatever the hell they call it. 9 multi-tool. It's too stiff, man. Lifetime warranty. It's like rigid. It's like sharp around here. So if you're using it as, you know, pliers, you're gonna feel it more. This one's more rounded. It seems like it's better made. I don't know, maybe that's just the way the hell I got it, but then again, I don't know. But it's only $1 more and you get this little thing in here. It might tell you some shit you don't know. It didn't tell me nothing I didn't know. But you know, I was kind of looking at these because I was never really fond of these multi-tools. Now some guys that are like electricians and shit, and plumbers, you know, they love freaking multi-tools, you know. I don't like them because they're just kind of bulky. I'd rather carry a knife. If I was carrying something else, I'd carry this little bitch right here. So I was kind of looking at this, and like this, like I said, you know, when you're using a knife for practical purposes, just to cut something, you know, not for self-defense or something, you know, hey, this little saw thing would work okay. So with that, that's about all you need, man. You know, just to cut. I mean, if you had to cut a 1-inch rope, you can cut it with this bitch right here, right? You can cut some freaking heavy-duty radiator hose and do a repair. And, you know, say for instance you busted a radiator hose on your car or something and you had to shorten it up. Where the hell is this thing at? Yeah, you could unscrew your clamp with that bitch. You know, say it broke right where the clamp was. That's usually where they break. You can unscrew the clamp right there, and then cut the hose right here. Put the clamp back on with the screwdriver, and be on your way. Provided you got some freaking water. You know what I mean. So, this thing is alright. This thing's okay. And it is tiny. Not much bigger than that bitch, so. Anyway, I'm gonna probably put this bitch in one of my cars and try to loosen it up a little bit. I just noticed now that all the tools do open up on it except for, I think, the little screwdriver. Still, it's a tight little bitch, man. Stupid. I don't know. I gotta figure out a way to freaking loosen this shit up, or probably take the vice grips or some crap and let's see what we got here, man. See, that's asinine if you gotta freaking take a knife to open up a knife with. That is asinine. Say if we did something like this. Maybe that'll loosen it up some. Probably alright once I freaking use it a little bit. Still asinine bullshit. God. This thing don't have nothing to grip on. That's another thing too. I avoid this bitch. Get the other one. The one that's got 10 and 1. if you get one of these. But I'll get this thing working okay. Yeah, like when I'm doing this, working it back and forth, I'm not overdoing it too much. Oops. Well, that tells you something right there, man. This thing's a piece of junk. I would avoid it. See that? Screwdriver just popped right off of there without even doing much to it. It's made out of crappy steel. This thing is a piece of shit. Yeah, it's going on one of my cars. Hang it up. It's garbage. I'd avoid it. I'd assume this is made out of some crap steel too then. China crap, man. I mean, I wasn't putting much pressure on it, and that snapped right the hell off, man. I wasn't putting much pressure on that shit at all. So, if I was using it as a screwdriver, unless I was using it on a screwdriver for like something that was screwed into a piece of plastic, it'd probably work. But if it's screwed into metal, forget about it. Man, what a piece of crap. Well, that tells you something. And this thing, God. You can still open a bottle with it though. What a piece of dog shit. Yeah, try getting this thing out too. You gotta avoid this bitch. The other one seems pretty good, but I bet you it's pretty delicate. It's pretty delicate. So, as usual, you know, nothing does everything. I don't know about this bitch, man. So that shit's going in my car. I was thinking about something to take with my bike too. That's the other thing, a motorcycle. You know, shove it in my pocket. This one might be okay. At least I can open up the little bullshit things on here by hand, whereas I can't do that on the other one. See, that opens up. Now, obviously, these things aren't tweezers. That, I guess, it don't need to be that strong. This bitch ain't. I'm sure none of this shit is that strong on here, but I don't want to break it. Test for. Man, that broke easy. That other one. Yeah, at least I can open up all the crap on this one. So, anyway, that's the Gerber lightweight compact mini tool, freaking mini MultiTool, the mini version. So, anyway, goes to tell you, man, ain't using hardened steel in this shit. This stuff, that thing is dog shit. Anyway, so this is going in my. I'll go in my El Camino, I guess, and or maybe I'll put it in my Sebring convertible, shove it in the console. It's better than nothing. Sometimes you need something for a little bullshit thing. Might help you, might not. So, kind of a disappointment. Probably that's one of the reasons people got the big ones. You know, this is a cheap one, but I've used it before, and I used it pretty hard a couple of times, and didn't have any problems with it. Probably because it's thicker. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. And this thing's got like a freaking ruler on it too. The saw on this thing is a piece of shit, though. I can tell you that right now. It doesn't really saw worth a crap. But, you know, I guess if you get a multi-tool and maybe you spend $100-something bucks on something, maybe you got it something there. But then, like I said, they're just too damn bulky to carry around. One of my favorite little knives is this little Frank Beltrami, you know, and freaking problem is it's illegal in most states, except where I'm at. So, you know. That's nice and slim. Just skinny that little bitch is. The only thing else you would need is this, vice grips. You know? And like I said, this blade locks in place. So anyway, I don't even know why these things are illegal in so many states, because, well, you know what it was. Some dipstick wrote in some ladies magazine about the toy that kills back in the early 50s, and they started passing federal laws about them. And, but most of the southern states, they're totally legal. This thing is no bigger than an ordinary freaking kitchen knife that you use to, not even a big steak knife, like an ordinary freaking kitchen knife. Ordinary kitchen knife would probably be bad out to there. But, you know, the movies and the West Side Story and all that kind of crap, that's why they're illegal in a lot of states. But I like this a lot better because it's skinny, man. You see how skinny this little bitch is? Fits right in my boot. So you carry this too. This shit is way stronger than this big one. So anyway, this was a disappointment, but who the hell knows? I'm gonna put that in my car. This one don't seem too bad. I'm gonna probably carry this when I'm on my bike, motorcycle. So there you go.